A dying leopard cub, orphaned by poachers. A mother dog, heartbroken after losing all five of her pups. In nature, their paths should never have crossed. But what happened next? No one could explain. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a real story that unfolded deep in South Africa's Kruger Reserve. And it all began with a single, desperate cry for help. Camilla lay motionless in the corner of her kennel, her head resting on folded paws, eyes fixed on nothing. Just 3 days earlier, she had given birth and lost all five of her puppies. Her body, however, refused to accept the loss. She continued to produce milk, driven by hormones and instincts that didn't understand grief. Her eyes, once alert and playful, were now clouded, silent witnesses to something no one could explain with words. Some called it depression. Others just said she was waiting, waiting for something to mother. But no one expected that something to come with spots, claws, and the future of a predator. On the other side of the reserve, a call came in. A tiny leopard cub had been found near a poaching site. No mother, no protection, just bullet casings and blood in the grass. The cub was no more than 2 weeks old, too small to survive on his own, too wild to be easily saved. He was dehydrated, shaking, and silent, which for a leopard was worse than crying. They named him Atlas. He weighed barely more than a liter of milk, and yet he carried the weight of every endangered species on his fragile shoulders. Most would have never even considered it. A leopard cub with a dog? One's a predator, the other a prey species, at least in the wild. But Dr. Howard Mitchell, the reserve's lead veterinarian, wasn't thinking in terms of species. He was thinking in terms of hormones. Camilla was still lactating. Her oxytocin levels were sky high. She didn't just have milk. She had motherhood wired into every nerve of her body. Atlas, on the other hand, didn't just need food. He needed a heartbeat, warmth, a caregiver's breath near his ear as he slept. "We're not introducing a dog to a leopard," Dr. Mitchell said. "We're introducing a mother to a child." The room was prepared like a nursery, soft lighting, padded floors, silence you could almost hear. Atlas was placed gently on a cushion. He didn't move. Too weak, too cold, too unfamiliar. Camilla entered moments later. Her head hung low, her gait slow and hollow. She didn't even seem to notice the cub at first. But then, a sound, a weak, high-pitched cry. Not loud, not even urgent, just seeking. Camilla's ears twitched, then her head lifted, then silence. Another cry. Camilla stood slowly, her eyes locked onto the trembling little form across the room. One step, then another. The researchers held their breath. What happened next shouldn't have been possible. Camilla lowered her head and gently, almost instinctively, began to lick the leopard cub clean. It was a ritual as old as time, and no one had to teach it to her. Carefully, the team moved Atlas closer. He was barely responsive, but when his nose brushed against Camilla's belly, something ancient awakened. He latched on, weakly at first, then stronger. Camilla froze, not in fear but in focus. Her body curved protectively around him, forming a shield of warmth and instinct. For the first time in days, her eyes blinked slowly. Present, aware. The cub suckled, the mother stilled, and in that quiet room, life began again. "She's nursing him," someone whispered. "No," said Dr. Mitchell. "She's adopting him." Over the next few days, everything changed. Atlas began gaining weight. His wounds closed faster than predicted. But something more remarkable happened to Camilla. The dog who had refused food now ate eagerly, as if she knew she needed strength, not for herself, but for him. They slept curled together, moved in rhythm, breathed in sync. Camilla groomed Atlas obsessively, as if trying to erase every memory of the jungle floor where he was left to die. And Atlas, he purred, not like a cat, not like a leopard, like something trying to say, I'm safe now.